Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Very grateful to have everyone joining us today for November's Innovation Speaker Series. The Atlantic Canada Climate Network is proud to co present this event with the Canadian Environmental Network. We've come together for this project to showcase cutting edge emergent technologies and their potential to advance climate solutions and create new opportunities. Before I begin, I would like to first respectfully acknowledge and recognize the relationship that First Nations, Inuit, and Métis have uh, uh, with the land across this beautiful nation that we call Canada and this beautiful land that all Canadians live on and enjoy. I would like to recognize that the Atlantic Canada Climate Network and myself, Ashley Anthony, we both operate on the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq, Wolastoqiyik, Passamaquoddy, Penobscot, and Abenaki nations, or what I affectionately refer to as the Wabanaki Confederacy, as well as Innu and Inuit peoples. This territory here is covered by treaties of peace and friendship, which these nations first signed with the British Crown in 1726. These treaties did not deal with the surrender of lands and resources, but in fact established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. So it's in this beautiful spirit of peace and friendship that I greet you all today. It also reminds us that the 634 different First Nations across the country, as well as the 53 Inuit communities and 8 Métis settlements, all have a very unique historical, cultural, spiritual, and environmentally sustainable connection to this beautiful land that we all live on and enjoy and prosper from. And their people and ancestors have inhabited this land since time immemorial. So we here at Climate Reality Project and the Atlantic Canada Climate Network encourage all Canadians and all visitors to these lands to learn about and regularly acknowledge the historic and the current relationships that exist between the unceded land, again, for which we live on, enjoy, prosper, and relish in, and the beautiful First Nations, Inuit, and Métis across the country. We also encourage all Canadians to consider how they can personally contribute to Canada's reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. Now, again, the Innovation Speakers Series aims to foster collaboration and knowledge exchange amongst diverse stakeholders passionate about addressing climate change. Today, we're very excited to welcome Anna Borisova, Jillian Diang, Jay Joaquin, and Matthew Houston. They are all part of this wonderful organization called Paper Trail. Paper Trail is an award winning Enactus Okanagan College initiative that transforms unsellable, non recyclable books into clean burning, sustainable fire bricks. Now they're coated in natural beeswax, they burn longer and cleaner than wood, but I'm not going to let all of the cats out of the bag. All I know is that we are really excited to learn more about how these incredible innovations and partnerships have led Paper Trail to become champions of circular economy and to directly to support UN sustainable development goals like 7, 12, 13, and 15. So without further ado, I have the gracious pleasure to pass it on over to you. So please, Anna and team, uh, tell us all about your incredible innovation.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge that we're speaking today as a part of the Climate Reality Projects through Innovation Speaker Series, and we are the Paper Trail, a student-led social enterprise created by Enactus Okanagan College based in Kelowna, BC. Our team is myself and 4 passionate students, 3 of which are presenters and 1 tech person in the back, is here to share how a simple idea grew into a climate solution that has a tangible impact on the world. And today we're excited to share our journey, our innovation, and our vision for how small teams as us create a big climate solutions. So let's begin. Books contain stories that inspire people,
Textbooks that educate students,
novels that spark imagination.
guides that help people create.
In Canada alone, millions of books are sold every year, and many of those end up lining up the shelves in our libraries.
Students and professors reap the information stored in these books.
But what happens once their useful life runs out?
Many of those books do not meet recycling standards and end up in landfills.
It's easy to assume that paper waste just breaks down naturally.
But when the decomposition occurs in low
Yeah.
oxygen environments,
It produces methane, which is incredibly harmful to the environment.
What once held knowledge and creativity now contributes to a growing environmental crisis.
A crisis that we are here determined to solve, since
5% of Canadian landfills will be made up with books by 2050.
4
million tons of carbon is released into our atmosphere every year.
3
0.57 million
2
Tons of wood are needed to create just 1 ton of paper.
And in the end of the day, we only have one planet to protect.
So at Enactus Okanagan College, just a year ago, our team created our project,
Paper Trail. My name is Anna, and I'll be covering how Paper Trail project started at Enactus OC and the story behind its creation.
My name is Matthew, and I will be talking about our manufacturing process and product overview.
My name is Jillian, and I will be highlighting Paper Trail's economic impact and business model.
My name is Jay, and I will be speaking about paper trail impact metrics and innovative products in line.
Every 10 seconds, a perfectly good book like this one ends up in a landfill. Paper that once carried stories, ideas, and knowledge discarded as waste. In 2024, the Government of Canada reported that paper waste makes up nearly 1/3 of garbage in Canadian landfills, which is a huge portion of books. And as was mentioned, they are usually outdated books, torn novels, and simply unusable donations that recycling standards reject because of bindings and glossy covers. So at Enactus, we see this problem not as a roadblock, but as an opportunity to innovate. Enactus Canada is a registered Canadian charity that inspires and educates post-secondary students to use innovation and entrepreneurship to solve big problems. Through experiential learning and collaboration, Enactus empowers over 8 campuses across the country, fostering a community of young change makers who believe that business can be a catalyst for good. Our purpose is simple: to ignite the potential Canada's future leaders and to drive social, environmental, and economic impact. Our mission is to educate, inspire, and support students to use innovation and entrepreneurship to solve the world's biggest challenges. And lastly, our vision is to offer an unparalleled experience where passionate students collaborate to create a better world. So here at Enactus Okanagan College, we live that mission every day. Our team is a diverse group of students from business and marketing to chemistry and engineering who come together to build solutions and create measurable, lasting change in our communities. And one of our most exciting initiatives began with a single question and a pile of discarded books. Across Canada and around the world, books and other papers products routinely end their life in landfills, not because the material is useless, but because our systems weren't built to recover it. And when the paper ends up in a landfill, it doesn't simply go away. It just breaks down without oxygen, a process that is called anaerobic decomposition, and it turns into landfill gas rich in methane, a greenhouse gas that about 27 to 30 times more powerful than CO2 over 100 years and nearly 80 times more potent over just 20. So this low oxygen environment turns paper into a hidden but dangerous climate threat. In Canada alone, landfills account for around 17 of national methane emissions, and paper waste makes a huge portion of that. The issue doesn't end there. The paper decomposes, it also produces toxic leachate, a contained liquid that can seep into soil and water systems. Every discarded book represents not only wasted fiber, but also the energy, water, and trees that went into producing it. When the paper is buried, all those resources are lost and replaced with a pollution that continues for decades. Most permanent forest loss here comes from agriculture, mining, and urban development, not from forestry itself, since harvested areas are legally required to be replanted. Yet, every ton of paper that we can reuse instead of remanufacture reduces industrial disturbance and the demand for the new fiber. Reusing paper locally means less energy, fewer emissions from transportation, and a smaller carbon footprint overall. That's why paper waste in landfills is not just a recycling problem, it is a climate problem. And like any good Enactus project, that challenge sparked a question for us. What if there was just a way to give the just a second life? Paper is one of the most versatile materials on the planet, and to transform these pages from pollutants into purpose. Alternative to paper waste. We started in the most humble places, like basements and the backyard of one of our engineers, with piles of books and baskets of ideas. We stripped the covers and bindings of the books, soaked the pages to remove toxic additives, and reformed the clean pulp into dense, compact fire bricks coated with natural beeswax. Was a sustainable fire starter, a clean burning, long lasting, a carbon effective alternative to traditional firewood. Our first prototypes were interesting. Some cracked, some refused to light, but through trial and error, persistence, and teamwork, we refined the process, adjusting measurements, perfecting the molds, and testing the burn quality until our first real batch of paper trail fire bricks was ready. We launched our very first batch at Cobb Gas Station in Selmanorm and Vernon, BC, just to test the demand. We sold out in 10 hours. In only 4 months, we achieved over $1,000 in sales, providing both the concept and the community's excitement for sustainable and Canadian-made fire starters. But our impact didn't stop there. We partnered with the Salvation Army in Kelowna, who receive an overwhelming volumes of donated books, mainly unusable or damaged. And these books used to strain their operation and end up in the landfill. Now, through Paper Trail, we transform those books into fire bricks, and the Salvation Army will be selling them, creating a full circular economy loop that benefits people, planet, and economy. The only problem we faced? We were selling out of bricks faster than we could make them. Behind the scenes, our small team was putting in long nights preparing for Enactus competitions. So in March 2025, we traveled to Edmonton, Alberta for the Enactus Regional Exposition, competing against universities and colleges from across BC and Alberta. Paper Trail won first place in Canadian Tire's Environmental Sustainability category, qualifying us for the Enactus Canada Nationals. In April, we entered the Sustainable Development Challenge in Kelowna and won $5,000 in funding to expand our impact. At the SDC, we were evaluated on key United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that our project has in it, and we're combating them. So number 7 was affordable and clean energy, 12 responsible consumption and production, 13 climate action, and 15 life on land. Through these interconnected goals, our project demonstrates how one small local innovation can address multiple global issues. The next 2 months, we were scaling, refining, and expanding. We moved production from a basement into a larger garage facility, where volunteers from Enactus OC helped produce hundreds of bricks, still using our same sustainable process, but now on a bigger scale. In May 2025, we proudly represented Okanagan College at the Enactus Canada National Exposition, where Paper Trail once again claimed victory in the Canadian Tire's Environmental Sustainability category, but this time on a national stage. That recognition became one of our biggest assets. Since then, we've scaled up again, moving into a more advanced facility, upgrading our equipment, and now producing up to 20 bricks per hour, just in time for our upcoming winter launch. We've also expanded our partnership with Paper Trail to communities worldwide facing similar challenges with paper waste and energy poverty. There are 3 partnerships: Cobb Gas Station, the Salvation Army, and the Independent Grocer. We started in the basement, with a pile of discarded books, has grown into a national movement of students, engineers, and entrepreneurs, turning waste into warmth. Paper Trail is more than just a product. It proves that when innovation meets purpose, sustainability, it becomes achievable, scalable, and inspiring. So at Enactus Okanagan College, we're not just building fire bricks. We're building a future where nothing goes to waste, and where every page, every idea, and every effort contributes to a better world. Matthew, take it away.
Thank you, Anna. It's now time to take a look at the components of our production process. There are several important steps in our product's journey from textbook to highly efficient, eco-friendly fire brick. The first step in our production process involves sourcing the paper from local libraries. For example, our school, Okanagan College, pays us to take their books, which have outlived their shelf lives. This relationship is mutually beneficial. We maintain similar partnerships with the Salvation Army and other nearby businesses as they donate books for free for our usage in making fire bricks. Our supply chain generates profit by itself, and the businesses we partner with are able to get rid of books for less than it costs to transport them to a landfill. Once we have the books in our inventory, we begin the upcycling process. To prepare the books for chemical purification, we first remove all the covers and spines using a paper guillotine. We then run the papers through a shredder, bringing them into a fine pulp. This makes the formation of bricks much easier. We are now ready to de-ink the books by submerging them in a special solution which neutralizes toxins and breaks down chemical bonds. There are no harmful off-gases or carbon emissions from the soaking process, as all the chemicals involved react to produce water vapor. We create the mold by combining our newly de-inked papers with beeswax, forming a cohesive and burn-efficient material now able to be pressed into the desired shape of the fire brick. Our current dimensions for one fire brick are 8 inches long by 3 inches wide, with an individual item weighing 0.8 pounds. In order to maintain size consistency between all of our outputs, we use a hydraulic press, which creates a perfectly shaped fire brick according to our specifications. And here is a little physical demonstration for you. Our current production ability allows for roughly 20 bricks an hour with new efficiencies, though we are constantly working to expand our capabilities. The solution is now mixed, pressed, and ready to be coated with more beeswax supplied by our current partners at Kelowna Candle Factory, costing us 50 cents for enough beeswax to fully produce one fire brick. After the coating process is done, our finished fire bricks are ready to burn for 60 to 90 minutes, though the exact time varies with beeswax absorption. For comparison, the average piece of firewood lasts 45 to 60 minutes and does not burn nearly as hot as our light, compact, and durable fire bricks. Our target production projection goal is 6,000 bricks by 2026. When we first started Paper Trail, our entire production process took place in a basement with makeshift equipment, which, as you can imagine, was not the most efficient setting for storing all of our equipment or creating our desired quantity of bricks. Despite this, our dreams motivated us to put in continual effort into the project. We eventually upgraded to a garage and have now moved facilities, acquiring a new dedicated space in West Kelowna, which makes fire brick manufacturing significantly more convenient. And we are working to acquire the certification necessary for occupational safety to hire an employee. That's in accordance with the BC Workplace Standards Act. As mentioned before, nearly all textbooks which have outgrown their value are disposed of in landfills, creating toxic gases and harming the environment. Textbooks and all similar products which end up in landfills have straight, linear lifespans. In an ideal world, companies would try to recognize the potential useful to their original purpose. We believe that the textbook waste others classify as useless provides us with a well of untapped economic potential. The in a landfill. At Paper Trail, we decided to use the waste as the primary ingredient in a groundbreaking, environmentally friendly solution. We transformed the straight line journey of the textbook into a circle, fulfilling its journey and bringing it back into the economy. This method of revitalizing old materials and bringing them back into the market is known as the circular economy. The UN Environmental Program Finance Initiative classifies the circular economy framework as an excellent approach to achieving several important global benefits, including job creation, innovation, cost saving, increasing competition, and especially sustainable development. The European Parliament, along with many progress environmental awareness, cite circular economies as important factors in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and limiting biodiversity loss, which is something everyone wants. At Paper Trail, we believe in the value of a circular economy, and our aim is to create a project which upcycles old materials into something new, sustainable, and exciting. In just 1 year, using our revenue-generating supply chain, we have realized this goal and continue to work every day towards improving our products and business operations. Our dedicated team of college students work extremely hard out of passion for our projects and the change we represent on a global scale. As previously mentioned, our efforts have been noticed by sustainable entrepreneurship experts as well. We've brought Paper Trail with Enactus OC to several competitions and were awarded the Champion of Environmental Sustainability title at the 2025 National Sustainable Development Challenge. If we've done all this in just 1 year, imagine everything we can do in the future. Instead of going to waste in a landfill, we prepare, de-ink, shred, mix, press, and coat the papers most people think are useless to create genuine products which put real value into the lives of our customers and the economy. Your turn, Jill.
Thank you, Matthew. All right. Our fire bricks are the only product on the market that uses paper as an alternative to firewood, and we are 100% Canadian made. Our fire bricks cost just $1.50 to produce, and we sell them to retailers to $3.68. Even after hiring staff, we will maintain a 30% profit margin. As our business grows, we will hire employees who will earn a fair wage of $20 an hour, plus an extra dollar per brick made, meaning the more we grow, the more they thrive as well. This winter, our focus is local. We are bringing our fire bricks to the Okanagan Valley winter markets, focusing on direct sales. These markets give us face-to-face interaction, hands-on product demonstration, and immediate brand recognition. In fact, on the 28th to 30th of November, we will be at the Cal Tire Vernon Market, where we will be selling our very own fire bricks. Come on down, it'll be a lot of fun. You'll be able to see the bricks, feel their weight, learn how they're made, and understand the impact right on the spot. Our target market are homeowners aged 30 to 65 in Kelowna who use fireplaces or wood-burning stoves. Approximately 70% of Kelowna's population owns their home, and many rely on wood or pellet burning systems. This creates a strong natural demand for a cleaner, more sustainable fuel source. Kelowna as a community aligns closely with our product's identity, ranking as one of the greenest cities in Canada. By aligning our message with Kelowna's values of sustainability, community support, and outdoor living, we position Paper Trail not just as an alternative fuel source, but as a meaningful choice that reflects the lifestyle and priorities of local residents. Our partnership with the Okanagan College Library gives us a unique edge. They pay us 15 cents per book. So while most businesses pay for raw materials, we get paid to take ours. We turn their trash into our treasure, and every dollar earned goes right back into the project. As mentioned previously, we were selling our bricks faster than we can make them. Our pilot run at Co-op gas station sold out within 10 hours of being on the shelf. So let's talk about our 2026 launch. Our first partnership is with Peter's Independent Grocer in Kelowna, BC. Peter has been a longtime supporter of Enactus OC. His love and commitment to the community runs deep. Our second partnership is with the Salvation Army. Lynetta Perry is a powerhouse in community impact and is the driving force behind Salvation Army's outreach in Salmon Arm, BC, who brings zero waste, locally sourced alternatives to everyday essentials, aligning with Paper Trail's values of choosing sustainable options. We are proud to be partnered with these three amazing companies where Paper Trail fire bricks will soon be sold on their shelves. By 2026, we are projected to sell 6,000 bricks and generate $2,500 in revenue. But our vision doesn't stop in Kelowna. Paper waste is a global problem, which means our solution can scale anywhere. During Enactus Worlds, we connected with teams across the globe, including a team from Zimbabwe, where access to clean fuel is limited. They saw the power of our product and how it can change lives in their community. As long as we can ethically source wax, our model can be franchised worldwide, turning waste into warmth and creating opportunity in every region that we reach. Paper Trail is more than just a business. It's a self-sustaining, scalable, social enterprise that embodies the values of the circular economy. We're starting local, but our impact will be global because with Paper Trail, you're not just buying a fire brick, you're choosing a sustainable alternative you can feel good about. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Jill. Hey. Okay. Paper waste accounts for 26% of total landfill waste, which equals to over 300 million paper waste produced in the whole world since the start of this year. That is 13 million this month, 3 million this week, and more than a million today. Almost 7 million tons of paper are consumed globally, representing a per capita consumption of almost 250 kilograms, surpassing the amount we generally need for education and communication. Despite the giant amount of paper being produced, only 1/4 is recovered for remanufacturing. This means that 3/4 of total production is bound to go in the landfills. Decomposing paper does not only produce greenhouse emissions, such as carbon dioxide and methane, but toxic leachate that seeps into soil and water systems, driving climate change. And that is what drove the creation of Paper Trail, aligning with Sustainable Development Goal 7 by providing a low-cost, renewable heat source that replaces firewood, SDG 12 by upcycling discarded books into a functional product, extending the paper's life cycle, embodying the principles of the circular economy. SDG 13, every brick sold offset carbon emission produced by traditional firewood and decomposition, encouraging eco-conscious consumption and local climate responsibility. And SDG 15, reducing reliance on traditional firewood burning. Paper Trail preserves and minimizes ecological disruption. The project is an innovative product that takes dated out of circulation textbooks and chapter books that do not meet recycling standard, giving what is said to be a waste a new meaning. The team is set to release 6,000 pieces of bricks in the next year, which will divert about 4,950 pounds of waste from entering the landfill. Our project strives to grow and provide vulnerable communities with cleaner energy, which our fabrics produce. Paper Trail provides an excellent low-cost alternative to firewood and charcoal as it turns waste into fuel source that protects the ecosystem by reducing deforestation globally, allowing a more affordable and renewable source of energy, encouraging a responsible resource management, which helps not just the climate, but individuals who appreciates a responsible consumption and a bang for their buck. Paper Trail has built a solid foundation with our fabrics, but it does not stop there, because the team is rolling out with 2 new innovative products. Our emergency fire starter. It is designed to be the perfect emergency fuel source for survival kits and outdoor enthusiasts, as it is compact, lightweight, waterproof, and it instantly ignites. This is especially helpful for organizations such as backcountry hunters and anglers who sees the importance of preserving North America's outdoor heritage. Who wouldn't want to have an efficient fuel source when needed? But Paper Trail does not stop there. We are also introducing our very own bug out bricks. There isn't a better way to describe this product but the name itself. Bug out bricks are a bug repellent fuel source made by infusing our wax with citronella, and once ignited, they create a flame that wards off all mosquitoes in the area. This is especially helpful for locations like campfires where mosquitoes can swarm. With bug out bricks, you get both a sturdy and natural insect repellent, giving a smart solution for outdoor gatherings. Overall, they're not just fuel, they're your mosquito defense system, making them the perfect addition to any bug-prone camping setup.
You see, Paper Trail is not just a project. It is a solution that powers small action, creates change, rerouting waste into a force for good.
Our project strives to grow and provide vulnerable communities with clean energy and reduce an over-reliance on unsustainable fuels.
Paper Trail's long-term goal is to be able to provide our fire bricks globally for countries who struggle with clean energy resources.
And provide warmth while actively contributing to the circular economy.
Every brick we make reduces waste that would otherwise be ending up in the landfills.
Every partnership strengthens communities and creates opportunities for local innovation.
Every sale drives the project forward, making it sustainable and scalable.
Every impact demonstrates that small actions can ripple into a global change.
And here, how we're making the difference Since 1,
Small idea sparked a project that reshapes paper waste.
rolling out 2,
New innovative products.
securing 3,
New partnerships.
combating 4.
UN Sustainable Development Goals.
And we'll leave you with just 5 words.
This is just the beginning.
So join us on the paper trail. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. That was absolutely incredible. Out of all of these that we've held, and we've held a few of them so far, I have to say that that was the greatest presentation thus far. So thank you so much. It was so captivating. I'm inspired by all of the diligence and effort that you've put into this. That was incredible. Yeah, I'm just trying to collect myself now. Does anybody have any questions for these incredible fine folks here before I start peppering them with some? Please feel free to drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and just ask.
I'll go. So every time I learn more about Paper Trail, I'm just more and more impressed every time. And when you talk about scaling up, I hope that this appearance will help you get your word out to a national audience, because at Climate Reality Project, it's a national organization, and we do have a fine library of innovation speaker series. I was really interested in the beeswax angle. You know, we are in the middle of a loss of insects and bees in particular. Do you see this creating more opportunities for bee farmers? Would you call them farmers? Bee farmers to find new markets for beeswax?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And honestly, yes, I think that any opportunity for bees farmers to provide their useful product to different businesses, especially those which overall provide a United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, such as ours, would be good. We're not just helping improve firewood, but our entire economy surrounds different businesses with the same goal. So that would apply to beeswax, just like you're saying, right? We're all kind of working towards this long-term goal of promoting earth health, and that includes bees farmers. So we're happy to partner, like our current partners at Kelowna Candle Factory. We're happy to partner with them, and we believe that we're all serving the same goal together.
It's pretty rare to find a win-win-win situation like this. So absolutely fabulous the work you're doing.
I'm not gonna lie, I got really hooked on the citronella block. For me, that feels like revolutionary. I don't know about you guys, but I lived in Yellowknife before, and that is a place where the mosquitoes swarm. And so all I could think about was how incredible this would be for camping with the kids, and different activities like that. What are some of how are you gaining inspirations around these product expansions? Where was that rooted in your own personal experience, or did somebody suggest that to you, or is that just an epiphany of brilliance?
With our citronella fabrics, we kind of just thought about how our product is usually going to be seen in campfires, campsites, and the biggest problem at campsites usually are the bugs and mosquitoes. And we were thinking about how our product could adapt to that and how we could provide a solution to this, bug problem.
I'm loving that. Now you're gonna get some kickback because biofuels aren't necessarily the mapped solution through a lot of the climate issues, and people are gonna argue that the CO2 emissions are bad because burning paper is burning paper. What would you say to naysayers to really laminate the sustainability within your project?
With our de-inking process, we are removing the toxins from the pages of the books, which ultimately it reduces our emissions. And also, if we just left this paper to rot in a landfill, with our anaerobic decomposition, it is ultimately making it worse, which our product is not. And our product is just overall like with the de-inking process, removing those toxins is much better than the anaerobic decomposition.
Yeah, you can think of it kind of like this, right? If a textbook or other paper-based material ended up in a landfill and it was burning, all of the bleach and inks and all of that would be seeping into the environment. What we do is we take all of that out. So it's a net positive for the environment by burning our brick instead of just paper or any alternative. So for people who would suggest that there is a lack of sustainability in burning our fire bricks and they'd say, well, you just burn paper anyway, I would refer them to look at what we actually do, look more into our company and look more into our process, and then that would hopefully answer their questions.
Yeah, and also adding on top of all that, we are de-inking the pages of the papers, books, and stuff. So we're not including specifically the bindings that contains the glues and toxic additives, as well as the glossy covers. We do not include those into the burning process, which is also ultimately releasing the CO2 emissions in a lower amount.
And so is there any additional waste outside of your production materials that you just like can't use? I'm assuming some types of bindings are not necessarily malleable for this.
Yeah, the unfortunate truth about bindings is that in the entire planet, there is no solution.
Yeah.
And that's something we at Paper Trail are very passionate about solving. And we're putting lots of effort into realizing a potential solution as one of the next steps in protecting our planet. But
Yes.
right now, there's no one in the world that would actually know how to effectively dispose of these things.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that. The reason for that is because the binding is made out of different materials that can't really be put into one place. So yeah, it's very hard to find a purpose for it.
Brilliant answers all around. I'm very smitten with you all. Now let's talk about expansion. What does expansion look like for you? Is this like setting up new facilities in different places around the province, the country, the world, or does this look like a proprietary sharing of the way that things are created?
For our expansion, our ultimate goal is to be able to expand anywhere as long as we can ethically source wax. And our goal with our fire bricks is to, bring them to countries who are struggling with clean energy resources. With our products primarily being composed of paper waste is found anywhere on the planet. So finding this raw material is not a problem for us.
Yeah. Our main goal is to generally make as much products that is sustainable and eco-friendly with paper as much as possible.
And you're at 20 bricks an hour, you said, right? That's fairly impressive. What do the next 6 months, next year look for you guys when it comes to production and expansion?
So as we moved to the new production facility, we're scaling up all our equipment and we have more volunteers joining our community in order to work. For us, it's mainly our OC students as for now, as well as was mentioned in the presentation previously, we're trying to involve more engineers that can closely look at our processes to make sure that all the safety standards are met. And for the 6 month previous, we are preparing for the regional competition, Enactus Exposition, that is happening in March 2025. We are looking for people who are going to be presenting our team, and we're making sure that our production is finalized and all the step-by-step sections are fully
Yeah. As well as we're also looking to our January launch where we're selling 200 fire bricks and we're giving away 100 fire bricks for free to get feedback generally. Yeah.
Beautiful. There was something that kept coming up in your presentation, a very clear stance on social justice and equity, including the idea of, hiring somebody for a livable wage and then sharing $1 of each of the bricks manufactured with them. Why is that such an important principle for your group? And how do you think that incorporating that into your growth structure is going to impact other businesses in the way that they do their operations?
Well, Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world, right? And that's something that we want to do. I believe everyone should have a livable wage. I think that's just something most people can agree on.
Yes.
And as a new business in this industry, our goal is to represent that, to hopefully inspire our competitors and our competition to raise the bar, because we all have to do it, and that's our responsibility to represent.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. As young people, you guys are nothing but inspiring. And I don't say young people in a condescending way. I say young people as in like man, you guys are firecrackers, and I can't wait to see what comes next from you. Does anybody else have any questions?
Maybe I'll go again. So as an educator, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on what you've learned through this project, and your thoughts on having a project like this as a learning activity for you going ahead in your career.
I mean, I can start with that. Creating a sustainable product is not easy. We've been through many, many trial runs and many different molds, and just the entire process was a very, very hard to refine. So I will start with that, is that it definitely was not easy to get started.
Yeah.
Personally, I would go with the team bonding that we gained throughout the project, throughout the year. We found the like-minded people that are fully invested into the environmentally sustainable change around the world, not just in our Okanagan Valley. And we are truly passionate about all the changes that our project can make. So that's why we're all putting our effort and time into making sure that we are creating that change.
And growing businesses is also a transferable skill set. So what we learn here, we eventually hope to bring out into other areas, right? So it's all about just learning and growing along the way.
Yeah, I think the world better watch out for you guys, because you're taking things by storm here for sure. And we absolutely need more environmentally sustainable business ideas. And it's great to see you going forward in the world with these putting these things into practice.
And one last time for everybody here, where can we get your products over the next couple of months? You said that you guys were doing some direct sales. How do people source that and give you feedback?
So with our upcoming winter launch, within the next few weeks, we'll be in different markets focusing on direct sales throughout the Okanagan Valley. And in the new year, we will be in we will be in the Salvation Army and at Choose Refill which is a local refill store in Salmon Arm, BC. And we will also be in Peter's Independent Grocer here in Kelowna.
As well as the Christmas pop-up market where we're selling our brands. Yeah.
Any hope for any online sales?
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
I only ask because I'm on the other side of the country, and boy, would I like to try your product. That's pretty incredible.
We got to get those interprovincial trade barriers down a little bit more so they can share the wealth with the rest of the country.
Eventually.
But yeah, thanks for the idea. We might look at it and expand nationally in Canada for now, and then going further. It's a global impact, so we're gonna look into that.
We have a lot of great plans on the horizon.
Exactly.
Well, wonderful. Thank you all so much for your time and your effort and your ingenuity today. This was brilliant. Very excited to share. One last time, give it up for the brilliant minds behind Paper Trail. Again, so much gratitude for all of the knowledge that you've shared for us. We wish you nothing but prosperity and abundance in the future coming up.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.